VashtiBlue.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Let me get my feed up here. All right, let me find this here real quick. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right. So, which camera we on, Nate? Left or right, straight ahead?
Definitely over there.
All right. This one. Hey, what's up, family? Welcome back to the Black Body Man Radio Show. It's your boy, brother Mike, the People's Champ. And I'm here with my co-host, the lovely Miss Janice.
Hello, hello.
How you doing today, Miss Janice?
Very well.
Miss Janice.
Yes.
Guess what?
What?
The Black Body Man Radio Show is back. And we are happy to be back with y'all. So, I'm going to send out some invites so you guys can join in with us. So, let's see if we can do that.
Dang, we was on a nice little hiatus.
We had a little hiatus. I need to get some people hanging out with us here today. All right, let's send out some invites. We're going to send out some invites to you guys so you guys can tune in live with us right now. The Black Body Man Radio Show is 2019, and we are back in the building. Back in the building. I don't understand. People always sending me text messages doing my live show. What is that all about?
I don't know, but I don't understand since, you know, we haven't been here for a couple weeks. So I haven't had a chance to hear your input on the whole R. Kelly drama.
Okay. As far R. Kelly, okay, so give me a second on that. Let me see if I can get some people in the room with us, and let's kind of go from there. Why is it not letting me send out more invites? I got more friends than that. There we go. Let's see here. What else you got going on before R. Kelly? Let's talk some current events. Okay, it's not showing me all my friends here. For the invites. Yeah, what else you got going on?
I have, let's see. Barack Obama name could be coming into highways, bridges, and airports across the country.
Oh, yeah?
Soon.
Okay.
You know, there's already a Barack Obama way in New Albany Township, and there's already a Barack Obama Boulevard in Florida. We already have a Barack Obama Elementary School.
Okay.
In what, Richmond?
Facebook is tripping. It's only letting me send out a few invites. And
so like John F. Kennedy highways and all of that, we could have a Barack Obama highway soon. How about that?
Oh, that would be great.
So.
That would be great.
We're going to keep an eye on that. Keep you posted on that. So, that would be lovely.
I'm still having some problems. Facebook is only letting me send out like 20 invites. What about everybody else, Facebook?
Then it's official. The CBS News 2020 election team is assembled. So, in a campaign which voter suppression and racial attitudes are expected to play a huge role, we have no black journalists who's going to be covering.
Imagine that.
The 2020 election.
Imagine that.
None.
Facebook is tripping. It's not allowing me to send out no posts.
Why?
Here we go. Let me get some more up here. Boom, boom. It's just not putting them all up. Facebook, you are horrible, man.
Then, are you familiar with the student Kamala Campbell? Her SAT test.
Yes, I am familiar with that.
Scored like a 900, but they made that score invalid. So she took it again. I mean, because 900, I guess to them was already a little.
It was too high for a black child in their mind.
Okay, so she took it a second time and got it $1,230.
Right.
So now what?
Now what?
That one's invalid too.
Oh God.
So yeah. So now problem, because you know they holding her up. She want to apply for her college.
Absolutely.
And so what would they like her to do? Take it a third time and score 1,500?
They doing exactly what they want to do.
Then
like
what?
you said, hold her up, holding her all the way up. All right, I'm still trying to get more of these invites out.
So what
I can't believe what Facebook is doing.
Going on for what, like the past 23 days now?
Yeah, looks like old Trumpy boy is finally giving everybody the hell that he promised them.
But I think they said it should be ending this week.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I think they said he should be signing, you know, papers so people can get their back pay. That's what I think. Don't, you know, quote me.
Don't quote you.
No. But taxes and everything's supposed to still go on as usual. So your taxes shouldn't be held up. Nobody's Social Security checks wouldn't be held up or anything like that. So hopefully
Facebook is
the
tripping.
shutdown will be over this week. So then we have a Cincinnati police officer that wasn't fired for calling, you know, the black woman the N-word while arresting her.
No shocker.
When he was like, this goddamn alcohol got you niggas acting stupid.
Woo! Is that what he said?
That's what his footage from the body cam said.
Good golly, Miss Molly. Nate, did I lose you? I can't hear you in my headphones, buddy, if you're still there.
What's going on?
Yeah, I can't hear nothing in my headphones.
Just keep going.
Keep going, keep rocking. All right. Yeah, I was trying to send out some invites, everyone. I do apologize if you didn't get an invite, but remember, we're every Monday from 12 to 2 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube at Be Exposed Radio. So if I didn't send you an invite, you can get over there if you get a chance to get on here live with us. Okay, so back to business. 2019, and things are still crazy.
Yes.
All right, 2019. There's prophecy involved with 2019. Maybe I'll speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, we walked into 2019 with the shutdown, so yes.
Yes. I did, you know, I'm not a prophet, you know, but I did, you know, kind of prophesize to people, you know, based on some biblical things that are going on. 2019 is going to be a very interesting year. It's going to be a scary year for a lot of people, and it's going to be a new beginning for some other people. So let's kind of sit back and watch. But, you know, for the brothers and sisters, just understand there's a certain type of spirit on a certain group of people right now. So just be careful when you're out and about. You see what's going on. And I'm going to leave that at that. All right. So you wanted to talk about who? R. Kelly.
Yes.
Oh, God. All right. R. Kelly. So, yeah, R. Kelly is in some hot water. R. Kelly's in some hot water. What should we discuss? If R. Kelly was wrong, if the parents were wrong, what?
I think everybody plays a part in it.
I think so too. I think everybody has played a part in this. I think the parents should be held accountable for some things. I'm sorry. R. Kelly has had his reputation since the 90s. Okay, anything past the song Vibe, you already knew what R. Kelly was about. You understand me? Once he was no longer a part of the public announcement, but became the public announcement, then you shouldn't be sending your kids with R. Kelly. As far as like what he done with these young girls, I think I see both perspectives, because you got black people who are saying, what about all these white people that have been doing this forever? Which is true. You know, we can go through a list of names: Hugh Hefner, Jerry Seinfeld, Elvis, Woody Allen. Like they're crazy proud about the things that they do. And I agree, you know what I mean? But again, it goes back for me to realizing that you're not them. Okay, so you can't do what they do. Right. You know, even though R. Kelly is a part of an elite society. And within this elite society, they have rules that are different from ours. So I'm just going to say that within their society, of their rules of the elite, what R. Kelly was doing and what he's been done, it's okay with them. It's okay with them. It's against our rules in our society, which, by the way, I support. You should not be dealing with little girls. I support that. But I'm just simply trying to explain, this is why when people talk about the other white people who have done it, this is why they don't get in trouble. And it's a chance that R. Kelly may not. It depends. I mean, like, yes, the brothers always are going to go down for things that, you know, other folks might not go down for. But at the end of the day, R. Kelly's wrong. And I understand the basics of why he's wrong with these young girls, right? But also the treatment. Like, R. Kelly's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, these wasn't some young girls that were free to come and go as they please, at least not according to the VH1 Surviving R. Kelly. And that's why I say not according to that, because basically that's pretty much all I got. I just got that version of it. I don't know R. Kelly's version. I don't know any other witnesses. But the fact that they did have some of the young ladies speaking on it, I think it lends credibility to it. You know what I mean? And R. Kelly is going through judgment. Like I said, I spoke before about, you know, biblical prophecies, and there are prophecies that are unfolding, right? There are prophecies that are unfolding. And part of those prophecies is judgment. So judgment starts first with the children of Israel, you know, so judgment starts first with a certain group of people. And whether it's Bill Cosby or R. Kelly, I think they're facing judgment from the Most High. You know what I mean? And all this other stuff that gets associated with is just what we call the host. You know, the Most High is the Lord of hosts. So, you know, the court system may be the host that gets him in trouble. But yeah, R. Kelly's got some explaining to do. But I think the parents of these young ladies got some explaining to do.
I just wish we all learned something from it and be able to do better from here.
Well, one, don't do wrong, right? And then number two, don't do wrong just because other people are doing it. Like I said, he's a part of an elite society. Within his elite society, this is normal. They do this all the time. Like all the celebrities, you know, and I can't verify that 100%, but I'm just saying all of them are aware or participate in these type of activities. You know what I mean? This has been going on a long time. So yeah, so R. Kelly is he's dead wrong for his behavior, though. He's dead wrong. And as far as what's going to happen to him, my personal opinion is that's up to the Most High. So whatever the Most High has planned for judgment for R. Kelly is for him. And I'm basically just going to, you know, keep my mouth shut on it. I'm going to go with that. All right, I want to read a comment here. So this is from Terry Haig. What's up, Cuzzo? Appreciate you tuning in with us for 2019. This is season 3 of the Black Bottom Man radio show. So he says, it's crazy, though. He had a sold-out show in Chicago last night. So it's almost like it boosts his career. Absolutely. Absolutely. So these are the things that we need to look at. And that's why I'm saying I'm not really even going to, you know, say too much about it, because you got to understand the dynamics of black people, right? Like Terry just said, all this trash talking that we as black people are having on R. Kelly, but yet R. Kelly had a sold out show in Chicago. And it ain't sold out because of white people. You know what I'm saying? For the first time, I'm going to tell you this ain't because of white people. Okay?
I just cannot.
So, you know, so it's a lot there. It's so many different angles to approach this, that if we had 100 black people sitting here right now, you're going to get 100 different versions and 100 different arguments. You get what I'm saying? So it's interesting. R. Kelly, brother, all I can say is the judgment of the Most High God is right ruling. So whatever goes down with you, I guess this is what it was supposed to be. And whatever don't is what it was supposed to be. That's all I can offer R. Kelly, you know.
No comment.
I'm going to get real old school, right? I mean, look, I'm going to hit him with the old school. What you do in the dark, it's going to come to the light. You know, they've been telling us that our whole lives. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, well, I guess everybody doesn't pay attention to it.
Kelly fan, so.
I think he's a very talented man. I think he, yeah, I said I wasn't going to say much, and here I am running my mouth, right? But I think he deserves a fair shot, you know what I mean, at his side of the story like everybody else does. And if, when other people do this, and their childhood can be brought into play, it caused them to become this type of human being, I believe it can be in play with R. Kelly as well. Because, again, based on Surviving R. Kelly, the show, because I don't have facts on nothing, he had an interesting childhood, you know. So according to his brothers, when I watched it, they said R. Kelly was very timid. He was very shy. He wasn't very bright. The whole world knows he can't read. Okay, so he kind of lived in this timid world. You know, like his brother said, we had to take up for him all the time. You know, like they basically said he was a punk. They basically said he was a punk and he was soft. But then when he discovered his talent with his voice, you know, things began to change. So I don't know, psychologically, you talking about a kid that thought he was nobody and found out that not only was he somebody, but he was even somebody amongst the somebodies. It's a seduction of power.
Somebody who could take advantage of girls.
That's right. Someone who could take advantage of younger people the way he was taken advantage of as a younger person. Because they are saying, and again, I don't know facts, I'm just simply going off of the things that I've learned. They're saying that his older sister was molesting him. You know, and even he's got, you know, videos where he's being interviewed and saying that he got into sex very early. So I believe he was abused by both women and men throughout his childhood. You know?
I didn't watch it. So
Right.
With any of it.
I'm gonna read another comment here. This is from Miss Valerie Joy. How you doing, cousin? She says, that's a shame. We as a people never stand together for what's right. We are so easily led. Give us a crumb, especially if it has a beat. I agree, cuz we are absolutely led away from anything. You know, like I'll quote the words of Sister Ali, right? Sister Ali said, as a people, that we have to first start recognizing the difference between opinions and facts. And she said, we fail in that area. I agree on that. And then she also said, we have to get away from not believing or believing something simply because we either like it or dislike it. Okay, so in this case, you're going to have a lot of R. Kelly's fans that are not going to believe it because they like him. So we tend to blur the line between, you know, what we like and what's reality. So, you know, if black people like you, they're probably not going to accept that you might have really did something wrong to somebody. If they don't like you, then they'll be real willing to accept that you did something wrong. So I have to agree with Miss Valerie Joy. I agree. Like we have to do better and stand. I actually just had this conversation with someone. I think what's missing, and it's a lot of things missing, but here's something to consider. As a group of people, as a community of people, as black people, we have to start holding people accountable for their actions. So in this particular case, if R. Kelly is proven to have done these things, which, you know, most of us believe he did something, right? Because you're not going to have all these women, you know, saying this stuff. That accountability has to be shown through us. So we do have to stop going to his shows, playing his music. Again, if we feel he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? What's the brother name? 95.9.
Tom Joyner?
Tom Joyner, yes. So Tom Joyner was on there speaking about how he even, you know, had people call in and say, hey, you need to stop playing his music. He's a pedophile. So Tom Joyner said, you're absolutely right. And I'm going to stop. I'm not playing it no more. And that's pretty big because he's big time in radio. This is... Tom Joyner is the living legend of black radio that's still alive with us. So I think that says something. I think that says that even he understands that we have to start having accountability. You know what I mean?
I think those of us who do well with knowing the truth will probably take action.
Yes,
those of us who don't do well with the truth, you know, that's another story.
Right, I agree. Terry Haig says, we're easily swayed and distracted for the things that are important, but we'll fight tooth and nail about trivial things. Cuzzo, you get the bell for that. Absolutely. Fight tooth and nail over just little trivial things, but you know, stay distracted on the more important things. So I agree with that. But I tell you what, again, everybody, welcome back to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. I'm your co-host, Brother Mike, the People's Champ, along with my co-host, the lovely Miss Janice.
You're the host.
I'm the host. Did I say co-host? Let me take that back. I'm the host. Stay with us. We got to take our first break. Black Bottom Man Radio Show. I can't.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him.
You can't even see the top of that thing.
amazing.
Even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away.
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty about Jennifer Holliday.
Anyway, let's get back to...
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. For those who are just tuning in, we are back. We are here with Season 3. I'm your co-host, Brother Mike, the People's Champ. Hello. Did I say co-host again?
Let's talk about that.
I'm having problems today. It's the beginning of the year, y'all. All right, I'm Brother Mike, the host of the Black Bottom Man Radio Show, along with my co-host, the lovely Miss Janice. And right now we're talking current events, right? Yeah. But let me tell them what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so it's 2019, and if you guys were with us last year, you remember we tried to start the year off with something positive to kind of jumpstart everybody's engine about having a good year. So today's show, we're going to go over 12 easy businesses to start for 2019, just to try to stimulate a different thought. You know, it's a lot of folks who have considered being business owners and trying to get a little hustle going on the side, but they kind of don't know where to start. So we got 12 decent businesses that are easy to start up that you might consider. And we also have a guest coming soon. Miss Kate Davis is going to be with us. So we'll give her a few, and then we'll get into the actual show. So we're talking R. Kelly, right?
Yeah.
And bottom line is, Most High is who's going to judge R. Kelly.
Right.
Are we right about that?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to cut R. Kelly a break for now.
Yeah, we'll just move on.
I want to stop talking about R. Kelly. My mind's telling me no, but my show... I'm just joking. All right, let's move on. What else we got going on in current events? That's it? Mm-hmm. All right, so we can get into this show? Yeah. All right, so again, everybody, welcome to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show. And we want to start this year off right. So 2019 is going to be a very interesting year. I want you all to remember that Brother Mike told you that. It's going to be a group of people that things are going to get worse for. And there's going to be a group of people that things are going to get better for. You got to figure out which group you're going to fit into, right? Yeah. But 2019 is going to be an interesting year one way or another. It's going to be very interesting. All right, so we want to help out, right? Right. The Black Bottom Man Radio Show likes to bring you stuff that's of constructiveness and of value. So that's what we're going to attempt to do today.
What you have?
Yeah, okay, I'm about to tell you. All right, so we got 12 of the easiest businesses to start in 2019. This is actually taken from a particular article that I found on starting up new businesses.
Okay.
You know, so I just thought it was interesting. I thought it'd be great to plant in people's mind, just so they can see that it's possible to be a business owner without thinking you got to have a $100,000 loan, you know, so forth and so on.
And coming off this whole R. Kelly drama, this should be good.
Something positive, right?
Yeah, because we have to let the young people know that it's more to just being a celebrity.
Yes.
It's more than being successful.
True.
Just, you know, being a celebrity.
True. All right, so each of these businesses can be started inexpensively. Some can be started for nothing if you already have the equipment. Every one of these suggestions lets you start a business quickly, in some cases almost instantly, and can be operated as home-based businesses. Be warned though, these type of businesses are not suitable for anyone looking for a get-rich-quick plan or a way to become an instant millionaire. What these inexpensive, easy businesses offer to the person prepared to work at them is a good living and, of course, the satisfaction of being your own boss.
Okay.
So,
good enough.
The first one, inexpensive business for 2019, pet sitting.
Okay.
Pet sitting. More and more people are looking for someone to care for their pets when they can't fathom the ideal of putting their precious pet into a kennel. Professional pet caregivers come into the home care for the pet while the owner is away, feeding, walking, and playing with the animals. If you love animals and have knowledge about them, this could be a great business for you. According to the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters, that is NAPPS, in-home pet care is one of the fastest growing industries in North America today. Wow.
Think about it. That's one of the ones that won't take a lot to start up.
Won't take a lot to start up.
You don't need a lot of funds to start that one up.
Don't need a lot of funds. I'll go over the requirements.
Okay.
The requirements are knowledge of an infinity with animals, good time management skills, current accreditation in specialties is not required, although this may change, and you should be bonded and insured. So pet sitting. Now, the reason why I found that to be interesting is because, especially I think as a community of black people, I don't think that's something we look at as possible money. But at the same time, we love our dogs.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some cats too, you know, but we definitely are dog fans. So this could be something that somebody could do. I mean, think about that person. I'm thinking of a brother in particular, especially a younger guy, really loves dogs. Right. You know what I mean? He's been into them his whole life, but probably never considered he might be able to make money.
I'm glad they put that time management in as a requirement for the pet sitting. Because I work with a couple people who pet sit, and the first thing they said was something about, oh gosh, I should have thought about this more. The time is just not there.
Yes.
So that was good to have
time management. Right. You got to have time. I personally have pets. I have 2 little Jack Russells. Shout out to Peanut and Coco. Daddy loves you. Right. And they require a lot of time. You know, pets are like children. You know, I'm not saying anything that people with pets don't already know. Right. But they are children. So the same way you would need someone to watch your children if you wasn't around, you're going to need somebody to watch the pets. So I think that's a pretty good one. I think that's a pretty good one. Especially if you look at, say, like black people, right? We got a lot of pit bulls. Everybody ain't fooling with pit bulls. Right. So I'm saying you could have a special set of pet sitters that specialize in pit bulls who can say, listen, we love pit bulls. We know how to deal with pit bulls. We'll babysit your pit bull. Because nobody else is doing that.
Yeah, we're going to leave them in the cage until you get back.
They say leave them in the cage, huh?
Until you come back.
Vicious dogs, right? So pet sitting, that is something to consider.
It's definitely something to consider.
It's something to consider. It's legal. It's needed. Supply and demand is there. There's plenty of dogs for the supply, and there is a demand.
Especially if you love pets, like you said. If you
love pets. Okay, now here's something else I want to add into that, right? People who deal with pet sitters, that's usually like middle class and up. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, you should be able to charge a decent amount of money, because these are normally people who are willing to pay that. When they take those pets to those kennels, that's like a vacation for other people. Do you get what I'm saying? The money that they spend to have that dog taken care of at that kennel. Like, other folks would have took a vacation to the Bahamas with all that money, you know? So it may be something that someone can tap into, especially if you love pets. So there's the #1 ideal right there, pet setting.
Yeah, that's a good one.
2019, start your business up, pet setting.
Definitely.
Get you a little logo with a little dog on it, or cat or whatever.
You pet lovers.
Right.
Get out there and start yourself a pet lover business.
Look, especially as black people, right? Because I've never seen that. So I'm just sitting here using my imagination if a particular black person grabbed a hold of that and then had a social media presence.
Right.
You might really draw some people in and say, I'm gonna let them watch my dog.
Right.
You know, especially if you can then offer other things. Like if it was me, I would offer other things with the pet setting. I would offer training while you're gone. If you like package B, right? Oh, we can help train your dog a little bit while you're gone. It's gonna cost a little extra money. I'm just saying, I'm just already thinking. I think this is a great idea.
You're just thinking with that business mind.
Thank you very much. Thinking with my business mind. All right, #2, 12 easiest businesses to start in 2019. Residential cleaning services. Having your house cleaned by someone else is no longer only for the rich, and all you need to start this business is some basic cleaning supplies. With everyone getting busier all the time, more people than ever are willing to pay to get the benefits of a cleaner home and more free time to do things they consider to be more important. Residential cleaning services are normally provided on a once a week or once a month basis. If you're an organized person who can build a clientele, you can do extremely well if you start a cleaning business. Requirements: knowledge of cleaning products and procedures, the ability to attract and keep reliable staff, strong scheduling and organization abilities.
Now, isn't that like one of the first ones people normally go to?
I think now. And of course it hits home for me because I've been in the cleaning industry now for 18 years, almost 20 years, right? So I know for a fact that this one, you know, makes money. You know, now me personally, I grew up my whole life with my mother forcing us to clean the house.
Right.
So I just felt like I was capitalizing on some skills my mama gave me. You get what I mean?
How hard is it, you know, advertising for that?
It's not hard at all. It's not at all. Starting a residential cleaning service is pretty simple. It's low capital that's needed. You get what I mean? Because from the very beginning, you're going to be going strictly off your reputation. Right. Now, of course, you want to do your social media advertising and marketing, so forth and so on. But what's going to get you in the door of other people's homes is your reputation.
Right. I'm just saying, like from the start, from the like very beginning, when you trying to get your very first home, like how do you go about that?
Establish what you are willing to do, what you're not going to do. So what you offer,
okay, so
right?
You need to get yourself a game plan.
Right, get yourself a game plan of what you offer. You're going to be doing basic housekeeping, or do you want to do detailed scrubbing? You know, are you going to add in carpets, baseboard, floors, things of that nature? Okay. I would suggest starting with basic house cleaning because that tends to be what most residential customers want. They just want their house clean. Okay. Find out what the competitive rates are. Because there are companies out here that are your competitor, like Mary Maids. And one of the things with Mary Maids that keeps them in the game is they're fairly cheap. Okay. You know, so these are people that'll show up to your house for 35, 45, 50 bucks.
Really?
Yeah, you know, clean it up. And they're only going to do certain things, but put you in a better position. So yeah, find out what the going rates are, make your rates competitive, and start by talking with families, friends, and coworkers. You know, ask one of those to give you an opportunity to show your skill set. Because once you make one of those happy, then they're going to pass that along. And then, you know, you'll start building. I wouldn't even rush out to get incorporated to anything.
Right.
Get your clientele up.
Right.
You know, I mean, don't quote me, but get a little tax-free money first, right? Make sure it's what you want to do. And then go ahead and get yourself established.
Now, for the requirements, did they have bonded and insured for that one?
They don't. But once you actually organize yourself as an entity, right, as a business entity, you definitely want to be bonded and insured. The bond and the insurance reassures against theft or accidental breakage.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you accidentally break something in someone's house or you have another person helping you doing the cleaning, and they steal something, and the people got it on camera, your staff stole it, this is when you're in bond and your insurance is going to come in to help cover that.
So again, this is another business that doesn't require
Very
a
simple.
lot of funds to start.
Does not require a lot of funds. Like I said, you can start with family and friends, and
this would actually be one of those where you probably would have some tools already.
yes,
Like, because you can use your own tools from
can
home.
use your own tools. Go to
supplies,
you know, your local store, Dollar General.
Okay.
You know, you can get all the good stuff you need, and then as you move along, you can begin to study. One of the differences between when I got into the cleaning game back in '99, 2000 is, you know, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have YouTube and tutorials and all that stuff like today. My gosh, you know, like all the things that took me years of experience to learn in the cleaning game, talking to other people, dealing with customers, commercial cleaning, residential cleaning, you know, it was a process. Today they can get that in 5 minutes on YouTube.
So why do you think we don't take advantage of a lot of these ideas a lot when we start our own businesses, like doing a pet sitting or residential cleaning? Like,
I think within this society, and again, this is just my opinion, right? I think within this society, certain positions have been deemed as not being as respectable. So people don't respect janitors and custodians like they used to, right? Because we're not in a day and age anymore, which was actually the industrial age, where we worked, right? Now everybody wants to just be educated and be a boss or sit behind a computer. So people who still work, labor intense work, it's kind of frowned upon. So no one goes into like a cleaning position thinking they're going to have the respect of the VP of marketing for another company.
but isn't being a boss being educated? Like you're starting your own business?
Sure. But again, because of the bearing of society, certain positions are just not viewed in a certain way. Like as a barber, right? I remember, and this is many, many years ago, when I would tell people I'm a barber, they would say, oh, nice. What else do you do? See, what do you mean, what else do I do? I just told you I was a barber. But in their mind, society has said, that's not a position where you can really make but so much money, right? So that's what, you know, that's what was in their mind. Matter of fact, I'll tell you a quick story on that. I had a relative one time, right, in the barbershop, and he had just got this new job where he was making good money, right? And at least what I call good money, but he's making about $1,500 to $1,800 a week.
Right.
So he was in there bragging about that to one of the other barbers. Now I happen to know what the other barber makes, right? Because I work with him.
Right.
So he's in there bragging, and the other barber's just like, yeah, you know, I hear you, brother, you know, this, that, and the third, right? And he's kind of chuckling to himself. So then afterwards, I go outside with him, and I'm like, look, you got to be careful with who you brag about the money you make. And he's like, oh, you know, I was just in there, you know, messing with him. I said, yeah, but you kept throwing out there that you make $1,500 a week. And he's like, yeah, I'm just saying, I know he don't make money like that. I said, you're right, he doesn't. He makes $4,000 a week. So you're in here bragging, right, about your 40 to 60 hour job a week in some place where you slaving.
Right.
About making your $1,800 a week, and you're bragging about it to a man that comes to work when he wants to, wears what he wants, talks about what he wants, leave what he wants, right? His freedom is beyond your comprehension, and he makes almost 3 times more than you. See, so he had that impression of that barber because of society.
Okay.
You see where I'm coming from? He never imagined that him making $30 an hour could be less than what that barber was making.
Right.
And it was a lot less. You know?
That's my point.
Right, it's a lot less. So it's kind of the same with cleaning. You know, like it's not something that's looked at because, again, when you look at us as black people, our training is go to college, get a job, which is not bad advice, right?
Right.
We don't really come up with the training of start your own business. You know, nobody says, hey, you know what? You really do well when you clean the house. You do better than the rest of the family.
Right.
Have you ever considered, you know, maybe trying to make money doing this? But I think once people get into it, they'll find out it's different. My personal story, cleaning bought me my house, my car. It took care of my family the whole time.
Right.
So Brother Mike will clean the toilet in a heartbeat. I'm just throwing that out there. So yeah, I think that's why certain things like that are overlooked. But if you can imagine the hustle that's involved in that, right? Imagine someone just doing that part-time. Like I know people who have part-time residential cleaning businesses, and they might have 3 houses that they do every week. But between those 3 houses, they're pulling in an extra $1,500 a month. Yeah. And they're fine with that. Right. You know what I mean? They're fine with that.
Yeah, and these are the small businesses that are overlooked.
Overlooked.
A lot.
Overlooked.
Because people are looking at, you know, being a basketball star, being a rapper, or, you know, being an actress. These are being overlooked. Right. And it can get you just as much money.
Absolutely. The seduction of society kind of forces us to go certain directions. You know.
Because it looks more glamorous.
Right, right. And like I said,
then cleaning your basic toilet.
My personal experience is,
dog.
You know, nobody thought I was lucky when I was cleaning toilets until like 2008 when the recession hit. And then friends that I've been around who've been working at their job, you know, for 14, 15 years, making $30, $35 an hour, that started changing. Right. Now they're looking at me saying, well, you lucky, you don't have to deal with that. Au contraire, mon frère. It's not luck. It's a choice. Right. You didn't think I was lucky when you was making big bank and I was cleaning toilets. Now that rug been pulled from underneath you, now you looking at me like, oh, well, you lucky. You ain't got to deal with that. No, people make decisions. They make choices. So deciding to make money off residential cleaning, that's an absolutely great decision, you know. And if there's anyone out there that decides to do that, feel free to reach out to Brother Mike at blackbydemand, the number 4, letter U at gmail.com. So that's blackbydemand4u@gmail.com, and I'll lend you any advice that I have, because this is a way to make money. It's an honest living. Right. It is recession proof, because even through the worst times, there are always people that's still making money. Right. And you know what those people who make money still want? Their house clean. Haircuts and their house clean. Talk to me. All right. Nice. So let's move on. Okay. So number 2 was residential cleaning services. Number 3 is delivery services. We're all familiar with the big names in the delivery industry, but that doesn't mean that there's not room for the little guy or the little gal. If you can deliver things quickly and efficiently in your local area at reasonable prices, this may be a good business for you. Requirements are clean driving record and driving skills, stronger organizational skills, a suitable vehicle, and anything necessary to transport large items. Now, I like this ideal as well.
Do you?
I do. I do. I've been in the streets when I was younger. Trust me, black people make deliveries. You understand what I'm saying? This is a good ideal. Now, I like how they are pointing out, you don't have to be a big name. I don't put something out there, right? Think about this. In my utopia, this is the type of things that would happen. Okay, so imagine you take 2 communities of black people, right? Because usually black communities are not far from each other. You know, if it's one hood here, it's another hood right here, right? Okay, so imagine that you decide you're going to start up this delivery service. And you say, I'm just going to focus on these 2 hoods. I'm from this hood. I play around in this hood. So I'm kind of from both of them, right? I'm going to start this business, delivery service. And I'm going to go around to all of the people that I know. I'm going to take a flyer and say, hey, listen, you know, I'm starting up Brother Mike's delivery service. And I'm not big or anything like that. I'm focusing right now just on us as a community of people. Here's my number. If you need something delivered, give me a call. I'll quote you a fair rate. I promise you, somebody's going to call you. Somebody grandmother going to say, well, you know, Ronnie and little Ray J got out of here before I got to tell them to take this to the post office. She going to call you up. You think you can take this to the post office? What you going to charge me? I won't even charge you nothing, you know, Miss Johnson. First one's free. I'll run it over there for you. See, that's going to start building. You're going to be dealing with folks that don't have the proper transportation, and maybe their day off and they don't want to come out. Call you up. Right. Even if it, remember, I'm talking about our communities, right? So I ain't even talking about deliveries to just popular areas. What if she call you up and say, I need you to deliver this to my cousin Shantae house. She's over at 448, blah, blah, blah. I give you $10 to do it. I'm coming to get that. See, so we could actually start having, you know, these type of little many businesses within our communities. The Jewish people do this type of stuff all the time. You get what I'm saying? Right. So that's what I thought of when I thought about a delivery service. Like, yeah, that could probably work. I mean, at the end of the day, and I know Baltimore is going to stand up when I say this. I'm from Harford County, but even I know this. Uber and Lyft, that ain't nothing but a hack. That ain't nothing but a hack. Baltimore didn't had hacks since I've been a kid. Right. But somebody said, you know what? We need to get paid from this, right? So that's all Uber and Lyft is. They hacks. You know what I mean? So evidently, this is what I'm saying. You never know what something can grow into.
And then a lot of times, you know, people are thinking like they just don't have the time or patience to start these businesses. Sure. Because, you know, they need money now.
Right.
But technically, if you're thinking like the same way, you know, some people work for $15 an hour, $20 an hour. Like, that's what you can be making, you know, doing your own business as well.
Right.
Technically, once you start it. So
right.
I know a lot of times people, you know, they don't have the patience to put into starting businesses. But if you think
don't have the patience and is not aware of how easy it can be done. Because when you think business, most of us tend to think big business. Right. But you got to think small business. Right. Okay, but look, we are up on another break. Stay with us. It's the Black Bottom Man Radio Show, Season 3, Show Number 1, 2019. And we are talking 12 easy businesses to start. So stay with us. Black Bottom Man Radio Show.
Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artists, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And exactly. Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's radio loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that then
your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back, family, to the Black Bottom Man Radio Show with your host, Brother Mike, and my co-host, the lovely Miss Janice. This is our first show of the year. This is season 3, y'all. Going to ring the bell on that. We are very proud that we're still here with you guys, trying to bring you some good information, some things that make you go, right? All right, so we are talking 12 easy businesses to start for 2019, just to try to stimulate thought and let people see that you can be a business owner. We're not saying jump up and quit your job, but this could be the beginning of your hustle.
Definitely.
This could be the beginning of the process of you not working for someone the rest of your life. Come on, you gotta love that. You know what I mean? Like, I get excited when I read this stuff, right?
Right.
All right, so let's go on to number 4. So number 4 is grass cutting or snow removal, as if we all don't know this, right? Many people would rather spend the money on having someone else keep their yard looking good. The great thing is that in many places you can combine lawn care and snow removal and have a viable business all year long. Requirements: you need equipment such as power mowers, edgers, etc. You need to be prepared to trim as well as to mow. You need trucks that are equipped with blades for snow cleaning, and basic mechanical knowledge to run and repair equipment. Cutting grass and snow removal, I love.
I like that too.
I definitely did this as a kid. You know what I mean? We would literally borrow a neighbor's lawnmower, and back then, grown black folks would be so impressed that you knocked on their door saying, Mr. Ames, can we use your lawnmower? We're going to try to go out and make some money today. He wouldn't even charge you. He'd be so impressed that these young men are not trying to go steal, not trying to go do something illegal. We're going to go get some grass and see if we can get us some money, help us through the summer. He'll let you take his lawnmower, even if you ain't got one. And he'll just say, I tell you what, all I ask is that you cut my grass.
Right.
Cut mine first. Y'all got the rest of the day to deal with this. So I think a lot of us came up being familiar with that.
That seems pretty easy. So I wonder why more folks don't do it then.
Well, see, I think it goes back to us as a people. Remember, we were more focused on getting jobs. And it's not that that was the bad thing to do. That is what our parents were taught. It's what their parents were taught.
Right.
But now we're in an information age, and we're finding out things that wasn't revealed to us back then. So now we know there's got to be a percentage of us that want to be entrepreneurs. There's got to be a percentage of us to become business owners so we can hire other black.
I mean, because you're talking, it's as simple as buying a used pickup truck and getting some lawnmowers, throwing it in the back.
Absolutely.
Pickup truck and
it is that simple. So I'm going to play off of what you just said. Buying a pickup truck. See, we were not trained to buy a pickup truck. When our money got right and we got that job, we were trained to go get a nice car. Right? Get you a nice car, nice motorcycle. And again, we all understood it because it's the fruits of your labor.
Right.
But our counterparts weren't doing that. They were going to buy the pickup truck, like you said, right? So, you know, they go buy the pickup truck, got the tow bar on the back. Now they can tow a trailer, put equipment up on it, eventually put the snow removal shovel on the front. We got a nice car, but it's a liability. It's not an asset. You buy the truck, use it for snow removal, grass cutting, lawn care. You take that liability, you make your work pay for that liability, and eventually it's no longer a liability, and now you're dealing with all asset. So it's just simple things that we was not taught and other people were taught.
Oh, that's so not right.
Yeah, we weren't taught it. And that's one of the reasons I try to bring it up, you know, throughout the shows, just to stimulate a different thought process. I think we all as a people have done things, rather through our childhood or through our adulthood, that we weren't aware we could have really turned into a business. You know what I mean? So whether it's cutting grass, or you got the girl who's always been braiding, and see, now we're coming into a phase where we're realizing that. So now that braider is trying to have her own business. You get what I mean?
That's far, so far down your list. As you're reading your list, I'm thinking like these, what you said so far, these are the businesses we should be dominating.
Absolutely.
These businesses are up our alley. Like,
absolutely.
We should dominate this.
Well, that is where the Mexican people come in, because I'm just being honest, right?
Right.
Shout out to the Mexicans, right? The Mexicans came here and realized that. So not only did they take on these positions, but then they eventually get their own lawn care service. So they saw the need for it to be filled. But I mean, I agree with you. That is something we should have filled. But there's still time.
Right.
Still time, right? So these are things that the youth could look at.
Right.
You know what I mean? And as well as grown folks.
We definitely need to be taking a look at it.
Like, I know people who have had, you know, experience with working for lawn care services for many, many years, but they never tried to have their own, you know? And sometimes it could be as simple as no one ever actually brought it to them and said, you know, you can have your own business. You know what I'm saying? Because again, all of us don't come from that background. We come from a background of just saying work, 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 work. You know, get your watch at the end of the 25 years and, you know, your little retirement package. Now, when that happens, that's when we may start thinking, I should open a lawn care business. You know? So I'm trying to stimulate those thought processes in the earliest stage.
Right.
So yeah, grass cutting and snow removal. Snow removal is big bank.
Right.
Snow removal is big bank. I know quite a few guys that do snow removal, and they get really nice contracts with these shopping plazas, these HOAs that run these neighborhoods.
Right.
Yeah, it's good money in that. And again, it's all about what you do with your money. Are you buying a car to look cute? Or are you saying, I'm going to get me a F-150 and hook a snowplow to the front of it. And once I get all that money popping, then I go get my car later, right?
I mean, hey, you're using that pickup truck for summer and winter.
Right.
Like, you're making a living.
And we do it because, like, take, for instance, moving. You know, like when my experience has been with us as a black people, first thing we do is start going through the family, like, who got a truck?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or who knows somebody got a truck? Right. So same deal. That person could have been using that truck to say, you know what, people always want me to use my truck. I'm about to start charging.
Yes, that's
true.
true.
Make some money.
It is being done. It's just not being done enough.
Right. So hopefully 2019, some of these ideas will stimulate, you know, our audience and make them say, you know, I'm going to look into that. I'm pretty good at that. All right, number five. Number 5 is scrapbooking. Now, this was new to me, right?
That's new to me.
Scrapbooking is a growing industry of about $3 billion a year currently. And that kind of popularity points to the notion that this is probably a good business idea that can be very profitable. You can start a business as a creator of original scrapbooks or by becoming a consultant for a scrapbook business that's already established. Requirements: artistic talent, knowledge of scrapping, which you can get through research and experience by taking scrapbooking courses, and materials to make scrapbooks. That's it. Scrapbooking. I'm not that familiar with scrapbooking. Anyone in our audience that is familiar with scrapbooking, please, text in and let us know a little bit more about this. I'm not that familiar with it. I can't even tell you what, someone does with scrapbooking. I don't know. Is it collecting stamps or what is it?
I don't know. They said you have to have an artistic side?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know though.
Okay, so what generally goes in scrapbooks? Pictures, what? Old letters, or what is the scraps? All right, moving on. We don't know much about scrapbooking, but evidently that's a pretty good one to check out, right? So number 6 is something I just mentioned, hauling services. People in general do not want to haul their own items, mainly because most people don't have a vehicle that is suitable for such occasions. We just talked about that, right? Though we continue to purchase large items, all the things that they don't want to haul could be money in your pocket.
That hauling business is a winner.
Requirements: suitable vehicle or vehicles and a clean driving record. Sometimes a strong back if you load materials yourself.
Right.
Hauling.
Everybody, that hauling business, that's a winner.
That's a winner.
I mean, who don't need something hauled at one time in their life?
True. When I was younger, there were older black men that used to do this. I don't know if they had it established as a business, but I just remember being younger.
Me too.
And say the hot water heater go out, and then you hear your mom tell your uncle, well, call Mr. Jim and see if he can come pick this up on Thursday. So like I remember black people like doing that, you know what I mean, and doing hauling. But yeah, I think hauling is something that is still needed.
And I think we do it, but again, not enough.
Right.
Like, we should dominate it.
Yes.
We should dominate that.
I bought my first pickup truck when I had bought my first home. I'm saying my first home like I got more. When I bought my one and only house, right? When I bought my first home, I bought a truck. Yeah, having that truck. The reason why I had bought it is because my father had told me that. My father built his own house like back in the 80s, right?
Okay.
And my whole life he used to always say, son, whenever you reach a point when you buy a home, make sure you get a pickup truck. Like, you are going to be mad at all the items that you got to bring to that house over those years, and you don't have a pickup truck.
Right.
So when I got my first home, I eventually got a pickup truck. And man, boy, was he right.
That was good advice.
Man, that was good advice. So you need a pickup truck. And then I was able to use that truck to help other people as well.
Right.
But again, that's not what we come up looking at, because throughout our communities we tend to focus on the more nicer vehicles, and I don't think anything's wrong with that. I'm just saying. But as far as what's the word I'm looking for, being useful or
useful,
functional, right? Beneficial, a truck is better. So yeah, hauling services is a great business to start. If you got a truck, you got a van, you can start offering to haul people stuff.
I believe that.
Till you get a little reputation for it.
I think we need to take more advantage of that one.
Take more advantage of that one? I think that's a good one. I think that one's pretty simple.
All these young boys we have right now with spare time on their hands.
Right.
They could be hauling.
I might be having an opportunity to speak with some of the young guns, as I call them, coming up soon. I'm hoping that works out.
They could be doing a lot of this.
They could be grinded. They could be grinding.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are victims because they're in a society that is not teaching them that at all. I like that in this information age, you have young folks that now have the opportunity to become, say, a sensation, star, whatever, through YouTube, so forth and so on. I think that's great. I think some of the side effects of it is that's what everybody wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody thinks they're gonna be the next YouTube or whatever. So I would never say don't try that, but definitely have something else working with that in case that don't work out.
But,
you could have your hauling services.
Yeah, because everything isn't for everybody. So if something isn't for you, try something else.
Yeah, something old school like hauling, you're going to have to be a man, you know, because this comes from the era of the things that we did. You know, my experience with the younger generation today is these boys are not very strong. They're not very strong. They're not very labor, what's the word I'm looking for? Labor intense?
I was gonna say labor ready.
Yeah, there you go, labor ready. They're not labor ready. You know, when I be around them and I have them with me and come on, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, they get tired very quick. You know, so they're not even used to doing labor. So this probably wouldn't be something they would pick.
But still,
they need to.
But still, they're all good ideas too.
They're great ideas, though. Great ideas. All right, so let's go on to number 7. So number 7 is eBay selling. This is a good one. eBay's popularity continues to explode. Very few people haven't bought or sold something on eBay. eBay has proven to be a solid business idea. If you have a product that there's a demand for and that's suitable for being sold online and shipped to the purchaser, it can be more expensive option. It can be a more expensive option than setting up your own online store. And eBay makes this such an easy business to start, offering all kinds of information to help you sell successfully, including eBay seminars.
So this is one of them businesses you go out looking for interesting things.
You know what? I think that could work. I think that could work. Requirements are a worthy product or products, a computer, knowledge of online selling and shipping. Yeah, I think that could work because if you remember on one of the shows we did towards the end of the season, it spoke about selling on eBay and or your website period, and it was saying how you could get items from other websites like Alibaba. You might be able to buy something in bulk, right? So you go to Alibaba and then you buy 50 African statues in bulk, and they sell them to you for $3 each, and then you put them on eBay and sell them for $9.99 each. So yeah, I think you could use eBay to sell anything you wanted.
So that's something awesome too. So that's.
I mean, years back, wasn't there a girl on eBay? She was auctioning off her virginity. You remember hearing about that?
No.
Yeah, because she was on one of them talk shows. I think it was Dr. Phil. It's either Dr. Phil or Oprah. But yeah, she. I know, right, Nate? I know. I'm just simply making a point that the sky's the limit with eBay, right? She was auctioning off her virginity, as crazy as that sounds, and she had dudes that were offering over $1 million to be the one to take her virginity. eBay. That's all I'm saying. eBay. It's sick, but it's what they were doing, right?
What does those letters stand for again?
Right. Yeah. What does eBay stand for? Anyone out there that knows what eBay stands for, please let us know. I don't even know what that stands for. Yeah, eBay. Intercommerce, economic, buying, and then an A and a Y maybe? I don't know. All right, number 8. Number 8 is gutter and siding cleaning. One of the easiest ways to make money is to be willing to do things that other people don't want to do, such as cleaning, right? For many homeowners, chores such as gutter and siding cleaning are right up there on the I don't want to do list. Besides being messy, there's always an element of danger when people are with ladders. But the great thing about this inexpensive business idea is that these are chores that need to be done repeatedly. So once you've built up a clientele, you've created a regular flow of income. Requirements, ladders, hoses, buckets, etc. Having no fear of heights and appropriate safety equipment. This one's out of bounds for me, but it's a good business.
It is a good business, and even for the audience that's listening, even if, you know, this is not something that they want to do, it might be something they want to pass on to their child, nephew, grandchild, you know,
other family members, help spark ideas.
Yes.
True. Gutter and siding cleaning. It's a lot of major companies out here that do it, so it's clear it's money in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, our young kids, you know, they're always bouncing from job to job. They're always looking for something to do.
Sure.
They're always looking for more money. This could be a way for them to earn more money.
I predict that in the future, things are going to switch back to more trades and labor-intense jobs. Because, you know, at one point, you come up through the industrial age, those were the more important jobs, the labor-intensive jobs. It was less people that were educated. But then, as time went on, more and more people became educated. Then you have less people in trades and, you know, labor-intense positions. But now, because of more changes we're experiencing, you have a lot of people who are educated and in debt from school, and they're not yielding the benefits that they thought they were going to yield, which is causing other people to say, I'm just going to go get into a trade because at least with that I'll get a license, I'll have the opportunity to have my own business, so forth and so on. So I predict that things are going to slowly begin to balance back out a little bit more with trades and labor.
It makes sense. Just think about it. If you've been working the last 20 years punching a clock, you know, for somebody else, imagine how much money you've made, you know, somebody else. Imagine punching those same 20 years punching your own clock, how much money you would have made yourself.
True.
No, can you imagine?
Yes, I can. I can imagine.
I mean, you could get your own paycheck without, you know, getting a paycheck that somebody's, you know, taken from before you even received it. Like, that don't have to happen anymore.
Right.
Like, so yes, people have to start getting into the mindset of running their own business.
Yeah, I think we have to start realizing that the way society says that you make it to success, whatever success is, because it's different for different people, but a lot of us see success financially. So we tend to think those who are financially a little more secure are more successful in life. And of course, that's debatable. That can be challenged.
Yeah, but isn't you more financially secured running your own business?
Well, I don't think they see it that way because, you know, running your own business, it takes a minute before you actually make some money. So you have to trust the process, right? And that's why you should not quit your full-time job.
Exactly.
Right? But get the process started. So that way, while you're going through the process and you're building clientele, building reputation, building skills, right? Not really making no money, you're still okay. Right? And then as that money starts to come into play, then maybe years down the road after that, you can say, hey, you know what? I think I'm Gucci.
I mean,
putting in my 2 weeks notice, right?
I mean, you have to, you kind of have to do it, right?
Right.
You have to step out
so I think,
box one day.
I think between the capital that most of us believe we need to start a business, and then the fact that you may not make money straight from the muscle, you know, right off the bat. There are businesses that do, but on average, statistically, most businesses don't see a profit for like the first 5 years, you know. But again, that is being broken and challenged every day because of all the information we have out here in the information society.
In the end game, it's worth it though.
It's absolutely worth it.
You have to experience it.
Well, you know,
freedom.
That's what I was going to say. Bingo. The thing that you get out of everything in the long run, even if your money doesn't go to where you need it to be, you get your freedom. Entrepreneurs have a certain level of freedom. When certain people get a taste of that, you know, they like it. And they say, you know what? I don't make a lot of money, but I'm free. I don't get up in the morning and go nowhere unless I choose to. Right. So it's all in what you're willing to trade off and what you can afford to trade off while you work on, you know, getting your business where you need it to be. That's my take on it. It's the Brother Mike experience. Brother Mike, I agree. All right, so let's move on. Number 9 is event planning. I think this is a great one, right? Event planning. So it says, are you an extremely organized person who can successfully work to deadlines? Do you handle crisis well and have a strong interpersonal and communication skills? Then maybe becoming an event planner is a great small business for you. Corporations, hotels, nonprofit organizations, municipalities, and government organizations all have a need for event planners to put together everything from conferences through pedestrians only days, or you might specialize in a particular kind of event, such as becoming a festival or wedding planner. Requirements are strong organizational skills, planning and communication skills, and an eye for detail and ability to work deadlines. I think event planning is
that's
great.
A great one. That's
you know,
that's
like
a great one.
I know a few people that do event planning, and I just think it's something great, especially You know, like as a community of people, black people, we love events. You know, we attend damn near every event there is.
Not only do we attend them, we think about them. Like we put it together. Because even with event planner, you know, they know like the certain DJs to call, the caterer, right? Like the whole event, right? It's just right, all of that. Know what DJs are suitable for what particular crowds you're going to be dealing with. Because DJs have to adjust depending on what the event is. So you need a DJ that's versatile that can do that. But it's money to be made in event planning because we are constantly having events. And what better way than to practice group economics than to be the one who's, awesome, right?
You know, actually helping to provide the event planning, you know, for people. And not just black people, but people in general. You want, you know, everybody to participate. Right. But I think that's a great one. I think it's a great one, and I think it's picking up a little steam. Like I've seen more people.
I think so too.
You know, saying, you know, I have an event planning service, or trying to attempt to have an event planning services. I think that's a good one.
I think it's picking up a little steam.
Picking up some steam? Okay. So we like event planning. We'll pick back up on that one. Stay with us. Black Bottom Man Radio Show. We're going to take another break. We shall return.
I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person. And if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know. So you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work, and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it. Eventually, it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back everybody to the Black Body Man Radio Show. If you missed it, cleared my throat a little bit there. We are talking 12 easy businesses to start for 2019. And we have been very excited about bringing you guys this information because we're hoping that it stimulates a few of us to say, you know what, I got skills in that area. Let me go out here and get my money. Let me collect my money. You can all be entrepreneurs. I love this. All right, so what was the last one we was talking for? Oh, event planning, right? Yeah, event planning. I just think that that's wonderful. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm not an event planner, but I can just use my imagination as to how I would go about doing that. You know what I mean? I'd have DJs that I deal with and, you know, particular spots, because I'm assuming it's 2 levels to this, right? At a minimum, right? Are you the event planner where you can just plan their event at their venue? Or are you capable of actually providing them a venue? Like, it seems like it's like the sky's the limit of where you can go with it. But I can imagine the type of money that could be made, you know, especially when you talk about like weddings. What? People got money they ready to spend when it comes to the wedding.
Weddings is a big one.
Right.
That's a big one.
Go talk to that woman and tell her all the glorious things you can do to make her wedding look good. She gonna be like, I'm gonna tell my husband to give you the credit card number later. We finna get this done.
Yeah, event planning, that's good.
Event planning is cool, right?
Yes, and just imagine how many people have event planning skills, because just think about how many parties you've planned in your life.
Right.
Far.
Exactly. And
think about you could be doing it for somebody else.
Could be doing it, getting some money. And if you need some customers to help you get started with your event planning, you can plan an event for BBD, and we will gladly accept it free of charge and help you get further out there. We'll announce it on the radio and everything. So I'm gonna put that into the universe. If anyone out there would like to plan an event for Black by Demand, Brother Mike will show up, co-host the lovely Miss Janice, let us know. That's blackbydemand4you@gmail.com. I'm just saying, you know, we like to help out, you know what I mean? Yeah. Plan my event, brother. All right, so what's next? Number 10 is gardening and landscaping, which we touched on a little bit. Gardening has been one of the most popular hobbies throughout the U.S. and Canada for the last 20 years, and today its popularity is increasing, perhaps thanks to people's increasing interest in the quality of food they're feeding themselves and their families. But gardening is no armchair hobby. It takes time and work to make a garden flourish. 2 things that many would-be gardeners aren't able to provide. Working people with families, excuse me, are often short on time, while many aging gardeners have physical ailments of one kind or another that prevent them from doing all the outside work they would like to do. Those are 2 problems you can solve by providing gardening and or landscaping services, from basic weeding and spreading mulch through hardscaping. There are all kinds of business opportunities here for skilled, willing hands. Requirements: physical fitness, knowledge of plants, gardening techniques, and possibly landscaping and design principles. So we did already discuss that this is a good one. We didn't discuss the gardening side of it. That's interesting.
Okay.
Gardening.
That's an excellent one.
You know, like, would it be possible, like it was referring to older folks who like have gardens and can't do it no more?
Right.
Is that an opportunity to make money? To go to, you know, Miss Anderson and say, Miss Anderson, I'm skilled. I have a green thumb.
Absolutely.
I'm going to help maintain your garden for a small fee every month.
Could you know the goal with that? Once you go to Miss Anderson and redo her entire garden, you know, like 20 people on the block gonna want that.
Right.
I mean, you already know.
I'll tell you a joke with that, right? So it's a joke where this Italian guy, he goes to jail. He's in the mafia, right? So his father, every year, his father would dig up the garden to plant his tomatoes, so forth and so on, right? So he would always help his father dig up the garden. But he's in jail, right? And his father's getting older. So the earth has become too hard for him to dig it up. So the next time he goes to visit his son, you know, son say, Pop, how you doing? How's the garden doing? And then he says, well, you know, I can't dig it up no more. I don't have the strength no more, son, and you're not here to help me, so I can't garden the way I used to, right? So his son says, well, yeah, make sure you don't attempt to do that. Don't try to dig it up. And he says, no, I'm going to go ahead and get out there and I'm going to try to dig this garden up. And his son says, Dad, listen to me. Don't dig in the yard, okay? Just wait. I'll send somebody over there. Whatever you do, don't go dig up the yard, right? So he's telling him that. Now, you know, when you're in jail, they listen to everything, right? So his dad's like, no, I think I got to give it a try because I got to get my tomatoes up, so forth and so on. So he's like, Pop, whatever you do, don't dig the garden up. You don't understand what you're doing, right? Okay, so they're listening to the conversation with him being mafia. They think he's got some bodies in the yard. This is why he's telling his father, don't dig the yard up, right? So they bust out and get a search warrant and go to the house and dig up the yard, and they don't find nothing, right? So then the next time he talks to his son, his father says, you know, the craziest thing, the police came here and dug up my whole garden thinking that I had bodies in there because you kept saying don't dig up the garden. He said, I know, Pop. Go ahead and plant your seeds now. You're welcome. I love that joke. He got the police to dig it up for free. For free.
I knew where you was
going. Yeah, you knew where I was going with that, right? He said, yeah, I know, Pop. Go ahead and plant your seeds for your tomatoes now. You good to go. So, yeah, garden hobby. You know, that's just my corny sense of humor, but I like that joke. I like that joke.
That was nice.
Yeah, you know they listening all the time. All right, so so gardening. So gardening is a great thing. We need to actually get into more gardening because, well, you know, it's a lot of things happening in this world. You know what I mean? And let's just say everything might not be available for us at all times like we think, like we're used to. Right. The supermarkets may not always have food in them. You know what I mean? They may not always have bottled water available. So this is something we all kind of need to start learning some basics on, at least how to plant potatoes and greens or something, because, again, you never know.
You have any skills on gardening?
I got a little bit of skills of gardening, a little bit, not a lot. But I'm a great learner. I'm a great learner. So I could get it done. But we are up on another break. So stay with us. Black Bottom Man Radio Show. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Who used to say that? What's that? Chuck off the...
I wanted to talk to you about something, and oh wait, hold on, I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow, busy me. So anyway,
oh wait, Mom, I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs.
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the old school Bruja radio show.
For a second to answer that. Oh, can I have one more question for the cards. I'm going to think the question and just pull. Do you want a specific deck or do whatever you want?
And I'm going to do the same exact thing in a minute and silently ask.
Okay. A quick read. A quick.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Welcome back, everybody. So we are still talking 12 easy businesses for 2019. And we left off
with the gardening.
We were still talking gardener. I gave y'all my little joke on the gardening.
That's a good joke.
It's a good joke?
I like that.
Thank you. Now y'all see why she's the co-host. See that? That's what you're supposed to do. My joke was good. All right, so that was number 10. Number 11. Let's flip the page here. All right, number 11 is being a DJ. Oh, this is all wrapping around, isn't it? Being a DJ. Shout out to Big Man Productions, my brother DJ Big Man. We about to go over how that's a great business that you're involved with and that you do, being a DJ. So shout out to my brother. My brother from the same father and mother. It's important. It's my brother. You know what I mean? He ain't my brother from the other. He's my brother. All right. So it says, while many of us think of DJs as providing the music nightly in glitzy clubs packed with dancing hordes, the truth is that that's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to DJ opportunities. There are many more DJs performing at events such as weddings and parties in venues such as small pubs than spinning tunes in big clubs. Notice the use of the word performing. To be a successful DJ, you need to have an entertaining personality as well as music mixing skills. Requirements: DJ mixing skills. While some DJs spin vinyl records, other DJs do digitally using DJ apps. You must have desire and ability to work at night because that is when most of the gigs are. So DJing is a great business. It is. My brother's a DJ. You know, he does his thing. Okay. You know, Big Man Productions. You know, I actually used to be a part of it back in the day. You know what I mean? So I got a little little cutting and scratching in me. I'm just saying. So yeah. And I know
humor and all of that?
Yeah. I get on there and talk my shit, you know what I mean? No, but he's good. He's good. Some of these things that they're saying you got to have, that's what he has. He knows how to get on the microphone, engage the audience, get people pumped up, make people feel good. DJ's supposed to make you feel good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Make you feel good about the music he's playing, the way he's demonstrating, or she. Let me get that, because there's a lot of female DJs today. And again, I'll go back to what I said earlier about having access to information today. When me and my brother, DJ Big Man, got into DJing, it's all trial and error. You try to watch a music video and see if you can see a DJ doing something, but it's all trial and error. Today, DJing is so big that not only can you go on YouTube and learn through tutorials about equipment, skills, how to do weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever, but they actually offer DJing courses in college.
Wow.
That is remarkable. Wow. You know, so with me coming from the 80s back in the day, like, this is mind-blowing. You know what I mean? Like, you can literally go to school to learn how to scratch, learn how to mix, transform, crab, all that good stuff. So I think that's great. And like they were saying, when we think of a DJ, we tend to think of clubs and things like that. But DJs do most of their gigs on smaller venues.
Right.
Smaller venues.
I was going to say, because just about every event requires a DJ.
Requires a DJ. People want to hear music.
Some sort of entertainment.
I'll read a couple comments. Terry Hake says they provide some of the soundtracks to your life. Exactly. You know, so that DJ can be responsible for making your night. Last night, a DJ saved my life with a song. You know what I'm saying? You got to be old school to know about that. You know, last night, a DJ saved my life with a song. Miss Johnson says it's becoming more popular with females being DJs. Very true. Very true. I always see on Facebook, it's a couple little Asian girls, and they can't be but 12 or 13, but they be doing little videos of their little DJ set. And each time I see them, they just getting better and better, getting nicer and nicer. Yeah, because one of the things that's been hidden throughout the history of, say, like hip hop, the Asians have always embraced hip hop. Like, the breakdancing kind of got kept alive and the b-boying through the Asians, because in America it faded off a little bit as we got into, but over there, because everybody's usually behind us, they were still kicking live with it, right? So right now they still have b-boying and breakdancing contests, and if you peep them, most of the time it's a bunch of Asians in it. You know, they admire our culture so much, which makes sense because Asians originate from black people like everybody else, you know, and they did the research on that because they didn't believe that. They did the research on it and found out that they come from us just like everybody else. But that's why they can dance. That's why they can easily adapt these moves, so forth and so on. And then they've also proven that the first samurai that ever existed was a black man. So they won't tell you that. You know what I mean? They won't tell you that. Instead, they'll give you Tom Cruise and The Last Samurai and make you think it was him. But, you know, what can I say? You know, so the Asians kind of kept it alive, you know. So I wasn't surprised to see those little girls DJing. They pretty good. And now, like, you got social media followings, you got DJing pages, DJing schools. Like, it's off the charts, you know.
Wow.
Now, the big thing for me personally is they have tutorials on how to use the equipment. We didn't have that. All we had was the desire. We saw Dr. Dre using that turntable. We wanted that turntable, right? Then you finally get it. You don't even know how to use it, right? Now you got to spend the next 3 years trying to figure out how to use this thing properly. Whereas today,
that's awesome.
You know, it's very, very easy. Terry Haig says they have the respect for it that we lost. Yes, I agree, Terry. He's speaking about the Asians. They kept it going. And I think one of the reasons we lost the respect for it is because, again, when we go back to the way society views things, nobody looks at you as being Mr. Successful if you said, I'm a DJ. Just like with me with Barbara, and they're like, okay, what else do you do? You know, so I think that played a part, and it kind of fallen off, or people weren't respecting it. But it's on the comeback now. Oh yeah, because you got people from back in the day like DJ Clue and Funk Flex.
Okay.
Like I remember back, this was probably over 15 years ago, and I found out that DJ Funk Flex charges 10 grand a gig.
Wow.
10 grand a gig. That is paper. Right? To DJ?
Yes.
Play some music? Nice. 10,000 a gig. And then often it can lead to other things dealing with mass communications. So a lot of DJs end up on the radio.
Okay.
If they turn out to have a voice that people, recognize, especially if you already became a popular DJ. I mean, we all remember Frank Ski, right? And I don't know Frank Ski's, education background, but what I do know is he was a DJ here in Baltimore. Now look, Frank Ski, is Frank Ski. He down ATL, doing his thing. So yeah, so it's money in this. It's money in this. I think you would have to set yourself apart, because you want to be that type of DJ that people want. You don't want to be the DJ where they say, he's okay, but he plays too much music that cusses, or he plays too much trap music, things like that. You got to be able to adjust. You got to be flexible, and do DJing for other races. Shout out to DJ Kingsley. I see him on Facebook. He's from Harford County, and some of the gigs he be doing, they be for like different races, Asian people, white gigs, black gigs, and that's kind of how you got to do it. Okay. Get your money. It's money to be made in that. Everybody want to hear some good music. So yeah, so DJing's on the list. Let's see what else here. Okay, yeah, the ability to work at night. Okay, so as a DJ, you're gonna have to have some free nights, because that is where most of the gigs happen. Even though they do daytime gigs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe more back in the day it was a ability to work at night, but now with so many events going on, and a lot of people need DJs for them.
Right. Terry Haig says DJs have a following and can become huge stars. Very true. Very true. And it leads to so many other things. So yes, I think that's a great one as well. Number 12. Number 12 is painting.
Okay.
Painting. Shout out to Carl Miller. Grace Mob. Carl does painting.
That would make sense.
Right.
That's an easy one.
Painting.
Don't require a lot of funds.
No, not according to this. It says painting, whether exterior or interior, is another one of those chores that many people don't want to do, which makes it another one of those chores that you can make money for doing it for them. One of the great things about this inexpensive, easy business ideal is that it's not seasonal. Interiors can be painted any time of the year. True, it's not seasonal. Once you have clients, you can hire others to do the actual work and either continue to work on some jobs yourself or become strictly a manager of your painting crews. Requirements: physical ability, painting skills, and equipment such as brushes, drop sheets, and buckets. So yeah, that's another good one. Painting.
I really like that one.
Painting, professional painters charge some good money.
But like you said, and the Mexicans then came over and dominated that.
Sure.
Well.
Which is why we need to take it back, because it was areas that we also was proficient in. Like I grew up in my mama house, we was the painters. My mom would come home with the stuff like, yeah, we painting the house this weekend. You looking like, who? I don't know how to paint. You gonna learn today. Your Uncle Damon gonna help you paint.
Yeah, because you used to be able to go get, apartment contracts and all of that, but now.
Right. I got into doing painting in my own home. It can be rewarding. You know what I mean? When you see the finished product and you like, oh, I did that. Yeah, that's nice. I did that.
Yeah, that's a very prosperous business right there. I like
I think so. I think so. Because again, any business is about networking. You know what I mean? Like we go back to what we were saying about doing within the communities. You can get that word out amongst your communities. Come paint, your crib. I mean, think about like black communities, right? And I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but in our lesser communities, which I come from and most of us come from, because we know we renting it, or because we know we on assistance or whatever, like we don't really get into painting anything and all that. But it's not to say you can't. So it might be opportunity there where you can go to people who don't have the big money and say, hey, we'll paint your house for, $75. We'll do your living room and your kitchen, pick any color you want. I just see opportunity. I see opportunity to do it.
And a lot of time when they paint now, they do like patterns or
Sure.
now, don't they?
Yep. And it's very simple. Like they literally got the stencils that you put on the wall, just run the brush up it, and then you got this pattern on your wall. Yes, all kinds of stuff you can do. Terry says, be willing to travel, and what you won't do, others will. Yes, what you won't do, others will. So it's always business opportunities in things that other people don't want to do. Lawn care, grass cutting, painting, hauling services, all things that people don't want to do. So again, if you just look at it from that perspective, you can see how this is not stuff that society's knocking down the door to get a chance at. Could be some great opportunities out there. You know what I mean? Could be some great opportunities. As a business owner myself, I'm biased because I see so many opportunities to have businesses, but that's because of my experience with business. I know that when you are not an entrepreneur, you don't always see that, but you do start seeing it more and more. The more you get involved, the more you talk with people.
You're going to see it more from an entrepreneur eye.
Right.
As employees, you're looking through an employee eye.
Right.
You have to have that
employee eye and employee mindset, you know, and I'm trying to, through the Black Body Man radio show, we're trying to help everyone develop a different perspective on when it comes to making money. You know, again, these are not my words. These are the professionals. These are the scholars who have said the way to make more money is not getting another job. And that's why most of us will have a part-time job, but it doesn't do us no better. We end up designating that money somewhere else. You just end up working harder and really not getting much out of it. Maybe your kids get a little more out of it, but you don't necessarily do. But anyway, we'll talk more on that. Stay with us. We're going to take another break. Black Body Man Radio Show.
These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, the sports radio show at BeExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or BeExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Yeah. They certainly did the mothers good. They don't show them justice. Like Jimmy said, the pink bats, cleats, all types of pink highlights in the major leagues. The Orioles were swept by the Kansas City Royals.
Wah, wah.
The Kansas City Royals. Thank you, Eric. Kansas City Royals is they're like one of the worst teams in the Major League Baseball right now. Yeah, so that was a little tough.
Yeah, so the Orioles no longer have the top record. It belongs to the Washington Nationals now.
Yeah, so that was tough. So hopefully they'll get back on track with the next series. Maryland, we got some local sports, collegiate to report. The Maryland lacrosse. Let's shout out the Maryland lacrosse team. They are in the NCAA tournament, and
Hey, this is Mark, just a bit outside on BeExposedRadio.com. Listen to us every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook and on YouTube.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Last segment, right? 6 minutes. All right, I'm here. Let me have a seat. Brother Mike, sit down. All right. So, we are back. Oh, y'all get to watch me come back here. Yeah, let me have a seat here. So, we back and we're finishing up today's episode, first episode of 2019, season 3, Black by the Man Radio Show. We've been here for 3 seasons. Come on, get at him, get it. 3 seasons we've been here, right? So we went over today 12 easy businesses for you guys to start. Number 12 was painting. And again, we think painting is a good one too. All these are great hustles, don't require a lot of money to kind of get started, which is nice. That's the whole point of kind of bringing these to the forefront. You know, shout out to all the people who do the things already that I mentioned today with my brother DJ Big Man for DJing. Shout out to Carl Miller with the painting. What else did we have? We had event planning,
pet sitting,
residential cleaning. Shout out to Marsha Lucas for that, right?
Yes.
Marsha does residential. So yeah, these were all great. So for those who might have missed it, we'll just run through the list again real quick. So 12 easy businesses to start for 2019. The first one was pet sitting. Number 2 was residential cleaning services. Number 3 is delivery services. Number 4 is grass cutting / snow removal. Number 5 is scrapbooking. The jury's still out on that. Don't know what that is. Number 6 is hauling services. Shout out to Mr. Johnson with his truck. Number 7 was eBay selling. Number 8 was gutter and siding cleaning. Number 9 is event planning. And number 10 was painting. So that is our 12 that we offer. Easy to look into, easy to get started.
Yes.
And you can walk around and say, I am an entrepreneur. We're making money.
And they all have the potential for big rewards.
They all have the potential for big rewards. I'll backtrack on what I was saying before we went to break, which is I was talking about the way society has conditioned us. Okay, so again, according to the financial experts, now this is not just one source. I read quite a few different books, and but they all had a common theme. And one of the common themes was that when you need more money, it's not about going to get another job. It's not about getting a part-time job. Now, I'm not telling people not to do that. I'm just simply saying these are what the experts say, right? What they said is you have to figure out a way to make more money without having to get another job. Painting, hauling, DJing, right? event planning. This is what they're saying. They're saying within this society, they trained us that when we need more, we go get another job. Instead of looking at ourselves and saying, what talents and skills do I possess that I can now get people to pay me to do? That is a different way of thinking.
Very sure.
It's very different, right? So you figure out what you can do or what you can learn to do and then try to make money that way. So that way, even though you may not make as much money in the beginning, but you didn't have to take on a second job. This is something you do in your spare time at home, on your schedule, your timing, and then you will start making money.
Right.
And I just thought that was one of the best things I learned as a common thread line amongst multiple different books I've read on finances with these rich folks.
It makes so much more sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. And I think it's something that we have not been taught. We think, money short, let me go get a part-time job.
Right.
Instead of realizing, you know, like, wait a minute, I do people's taxes every year. Maybe I need to start getting some money off that, right? Or I'm cutting people's grass or whatever.
Hey, I do people's taxes every year.
Right, yeah, you know, so it's things to be done. Terry Haig says, yes, sir, I clean small businesses and customize cars and trucks. Find your lane is the best thing I could ever tell anyone. Absolutely. Absolutely, Mr. Haig, and I'm glad that you know you're capitalizing on that and making money from that, because that's what you got to do. Find out what you love to do, where you got skills at, convince some people to pay you to do it. That's what's up.
Yes.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in with us today. This is our first episode back, and we are happy to be here. Black by the Man Radio Show. We need you guys' help. Make sure you check us out at patreon.com/Brother Mike BBD. We could use you as a patron. Help us keep the show going, keep the brand going. We thanking you in advance. And again, I'm your host, Brother Mike, on behalf of my co-host, the lovely Miss Janice. We'll see you guys next week. I'll catch you on the flip side. It's the black side, baby. Peace.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet,